Hey, what is up, friend? It is Izzy here. I almost said my rap name. I have to forget that I don't do music anymore. But I want to uh just thank anybody who's on this live tonight. But we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm not gonna take too much time. So, welcome. This is sort of some lives that I want to set up every week to just to kind of give you guys some tips that I can't really discuss or really explain as I'm doing videos, and also because as I'm doing YouTube videos, uh, I'm not interacting with you guys in real time. So hopefully tonight we can kickstart something where I can talk to you guys, and you can ask me questions about anything finance, anything related to your well being, anything related to time management. I've been taking some time to really learn and study how to be when it comes to finances and things of that nature. So, with that said, I have a mission to uh, just kind of encourage, especially the ones around me that, I made it. I had my struggles. I, took the time to really learn and assess what I needed to do. And now I'm here serving as what's called a virtual mentor. And then I just so happened to decide to want to become a finance coach. So, with that out of the way, welcome to the first episode. Okay, I plan on doing these every Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That way, you're coming from work. You got work off you. You probably got dinner started or dinner's ready. But you're not headed to bed, so you got a little bit of time. So if you want to take some time to learn, I am here. We're looking to do this every Thursday. So again, I am your virtual mentor, Izzy, and I'm here to teach you everything that I know about finance, productivity, and protecting your overall well being. In the first episode of this live tonight, we are going to talk about building an emergency fund. So we're going to go more on the finance side. So, with that said, I don't know if you guys know a guy named Cousin Murphy. And if you don't know who Cousin Murphy is sort of like a, play on this term that I found out. I think I got it from Dave Ramsey, though. But, he basically talks about Murphy's Law, which, if you don't know what Murphy's Law is, Murphy's Law states that anything that can happen will happen. And I'm pretty sure you guys were there last year. Pandemic happened, world shut down. The world was just like, hey, mask up, stay indoors, and stay safe because there's a virus out here. But with that came the unfortunate layoffs, and the stock market went down. All of these kind of like effects that happened because of the pandemic. Okay, so it taught me something last year, and that is we truly, even though things are going back to normal, we truly are living in unpredictable times. So, with that said, we found out that we are literally one paycheck, just one paycheck. If you work a job and you get a salary, whether you salary or you hourly, you are one paycheck away from destruction. Okay, so things got so bad. The government was like, "Hey, we got to give people money. We got to, stimulate the economy." So I want to encourage you guys, uh, and understand that what I learned overall is yes, you may be the captain of your ship. You are the captain of your ship. Don't deny that, but you don't control the sea. Okay, you need an emergency fund. You need those things. All right, because when things go left, you want to be able to live for at least the next 3 months. All right, preferably 6 to 12 months. And you want to prevent, more importantly, you want to prevent small issues from becoming big issues. Okay, you don't want just a simple flat tire to turn into now you can't go to work because you don't have the money to pay for it. So with that said, having an emergency fund is vital to your financial success. But why is it so vital? I'm going to give you 3 reasons why having an emergency fund is vital. And I kind of want to share my story with you guys if you guys don't mind. Like I said, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but the number one reason is because it assures you that life's not over when things happen, okay? And like I said, so many people struggled during the pandemic, okay? And I hope that you weren't one of them. God forbid that you were one of them. I am fortunate enough to say that I was blessed during the pandemic. I was able to work during the pandemic, but it doesn't mean that I'm not aware of the people that weren't able or were laid off because of the pandemic. Okay. number two, the number two reason why you need an emergency fund is because you can make more risky decisions, smart yet risky decisions with your money. Okay, and what do I mean by that? I mean in terms of investing and growing, whereas you don't want to be just saving because your savings wither. Okay, and later down the live episodes, I'll go in depth of why I don't actually prefer that you have a savings account. Ironically, I'm talking about an emergency fund. But number three, you want to understand that these are the first steps. This is one of the first steps to becoming financially responsible. Okay. So with that said, I want you to understand that it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much of it you keep. And in this case, have you put money back for your rainy days and your emergencies? All right. So I'm going to flip my page here because I'm not going entirely off the top of the head. I would be too long because I'm so passionate about it. I would go on for days. So I had to write down what I was thinking. But um, here's what I want you guys to do. I highly encourage everyone to do this. Okay, before you pay any bill, before you pay any debt, before you go out and spend on something crazy, or even decide that you want to invest, I want you to establish your emergency fund. Okay, your goal is to have 3 to 6 months saved, but you might be saying, wow, that's so far-fetched. I've never saved that much. How do I even what happens if life happens in between? Okay, and that's a good question. So if life happens during this time, I want you to set a goal of creating a cushion emergency fund. So this is going to be your starter emergency fund. Okay, I want you to save at least $1,000 to $2,000 and have it in a separate bank account, preferably online. And we'll talk about this later on down the road. But I want you to have this in a separate bank account, online savings account, if you can help it. Because and the reason why is because there's other things that I want you to do before you establish this full emergency fund. So the end goal is to have 3 to 6 months, maybe even up to 12. But there are things that must happen beforehand, before you decide to save up that much money. All right. So what this $1,000, what this $1,000 to $2,000 does, because I hear you guys and I'm like, I know it's not a lot of money. That's not going to take care of anything. Okay. But this is going to help for those small minor adjustments. If you need a car repair, if your car breaks down, you get a flat tire, you end up having to go to the hospital, whatever it is. In the meantime, while you're saving up these 3 to 6 months, you have that cushion. Okay. So I won't what happens if you don't have this emergency fund? Because I am stressing this, but here's the thing. If you don't have one, I guarantee you small problems become bigger and major problems. I guarantee you. And I know this from experience, okay? And then other than for purchases, if you're someone who uses their credit card, sometimes we have the mentality that our credit card is for emergencies only. But we don't realize that that gets us further into debt, okay? So with that said, let me tell you guys a story about what happened to me. So back in November, right? No, I'm sorry. Back in October, I had a car that I had bought, that I had purchased. It was 1996. Can't even remember the car, even though it was like last year. I can't even remember the car. But I had a 1996 Honda uh, that was on his way out. The car was as old as me. So um, I knew that this car had problems, so I started putting back money towards it. Fortunately, the tire went out. I had two tires go out in the same week, but because I wasn't prepared for it as as I thought I would be, um, I ended up having to use my credit card, and it put me in this cycle. And I had just paid off my credit card, so I paid off my credit cards. I was done with it, and then I had to use it again because I didn't have a cushion. So I decided in October, okay, I'm gonna have a cushion. Well, the car breaks down, and now I got to buy another car, right? So I buy another car, and I use money, and then by that time I use my money, and so by that time I'm like, okay, I really need to have an emergency savings at this point. So I built up my I built up my emergency fund, and I eventually, had my money that I needed for emergencies. Well, in November I decided, okay, I'm gonna go to South Carolina, and I'm gonna have the time of my life. So I go out to South Carolina. I'm partying. I'm having fun. It's amazing. It's an amazing time spending up my money. And by December, nothing changed. I decided to spend money because I was like, it's my birth month. Okay. I don't celebrate my birthday because I only get a week to be the age that I am within the year, because my birthday is on December 25th. Uh, and it's a new year by then. So I celebrate the whole entire month of December. Went out, spent about $600 on myself, and got when I hear me say it, it's a. But a crazy thing happened, guys, and I don't know if I shared it on Facebook, but I definitely shared it at one point in time. I caught COVID back in December, like literally a week or so before my birthday, and I had it for a long time. So my 25th birthday, I was stuck in bed, sleep for 18 hours, and the only thing I did was get up and watch Soul with my family. But after that, well, I didn't watch it with them. I was in the bed. Just thought I'd clarify that. But right after that movie went off, I just fell straight asleep. And so with that said, I was out of work for like 3 weeks, and I was scared because I was like, oh wait, I don't have, you know, I don't think I'm gonna have a full check. I don't think that my job is gonna pay me for this time off because I haven't been there for a year, so I don't get qualified for any PTO. So I'm like, dang, I got to really make some good financial decisions. And then fortunately, the government was like, hey, we're gonna give you guys $600. So I took that money and I paid up all my bills, and then I've established my emergency fund, and we're here. We're on track. I'm feeling great about all of my decisions. I'm more wiser about my money. So like I said, I just want to teach you guys, but these are the fundamentals that need to take place before you decide to do anything. And I know I said before you pay bills, yes, because part of what you earn is yours to keep. So you need to be with the mindset of, I got to pay myself first before I pay any bill. Okay. So some takeaways from this. I want you guys for the next 3 months, because it's a simple game. It's a simple math and simple numbers game. Okay. I want you to save 1,000, maybe 2,000 within the next 90 days. Okay. I want you to save that much. When you break that down, 2,000 divided by 90 is somewhere between $660 if I'm doing the quick math. But even if you're saving 1,000, think about it. Figure out a way to save up a little bit over $300 a month for the next 90 days. If you can go out and spend on whatever you want to buy, I'm not here to judge. Uh, Find a way to pay yourself first, okay? But I definitely want you to have $2,000 for safe measure. Yes, it will be a sacrifice. Dave Ramsey talks about living on beans and rice and beans. So, but I don't want that for you. But just figure out where you can cut, okay? And if you're having trouble figuring out where to get started, you're in luck, because I have a 5-step complete guide that will help you confidently do this. Okay, I'm going to be in the trenches with you, helping you, and I want you to start by getting this free guide. Okay, it's called New Money Mindset, and I want you to have it for free. If you go to www.financialcoachizzy.com/NMM. Okay, that's financialcoachizzy.com/NMM. This guide is yours. I want you to have it. It'll be the cornerstone for a lot of the things that I'm going to be talking about, prefer hopefully within the next few weeks. Okay,